do it, aside from making certain clarifications or points that you want to hammer home, but going back through the whole bit of proving it up. She's already tested, I mean,
Right.
you guys aren't arguing about that. Right.
Yeah.
So I would like bring the jury's attention back to it, but maybe not go through the whole line of questioning. And careful not talking too much at council table. I know I like that each team is working together to figure out ways to recross or to impeach or objections, but it's very distracting if everybody's writing and passing notes and you're whispering to one another. It's hard for me to keep my focus up here. And the last thing is generally I just, unless it's really important, I'm not sure redirects and recrosses should happen that much. Especially not a recross or redirect that is something that you should have done the first time, right? That's not what it's there for. Listen to your coaches. If they want you to do them, then do them. But in my opinion, I just think they're reserved for some kind of misrepresentation of the truth, right? Some real, something your witness didn't get to explain fully or something that was totally misrepresented as opposed to just rehashing your most important points or, there was one recross that was longer than the original cross almost. You had that, I would have done that the first go around and not reserve that for a recross situation. But that's about it. I think you all did very well. Austin, do you want to?
All right, basically, I don't want to be redundant. First, I'll introduce myself. My name is Austin LaPuma. I am also a coach at University of Cincinnati. I competed there for years and years, or what seemed like eternity. And I am now a law student there as well. Much of what Amy said are my notes. I literally went through and X'd them off. I always give 2 disclaimers before I give comments, just to get it out there. First, I grant vast deference to your coaches. We say things, take them with a grain of salt, because ultimately you guys are obviously coached and well coached. So these are more stylistic than substantive. So just take that. Everyone has their own subjective approach to this. So just be cognizant of that. Secondly, my handwriting is awful. So I'm sorry, try to decipher it. I tried to just give general comments because I've sat through too many of these things to try to subject you to specifics. No one wants to hear that, and it's the last round, so you're over it. Overall, I was an awful witness, but I have a couple of general comments, despite lacking credibility. Amy can attest to that. I found at times a couple, not everyone, were too combative. Sometimes just let things go. If it doesn't really matter, you can concede it. Sometimes people were fighting when it doesn't really help your case or matter to your case, so just concede that, move on. It makes you look like you're overly biased when you have no reason to be. What was the other big issue? Oh, I'm not like a big character guy. I like character here and there. I found that this case, especially this year, lacking so much in experts, we kind of have to compensate for that for trying to put some up that can be relatively funny and engaging. I know it's hard, it's also a subjective thing, but I found that there wasn't really one really standout character witness that you could latch onto. General attorney stuff, this is all stylistic for the most part. The one substantive thing that I think was overarching for both teams was that there was not really any true description of the law until Ms. Henschel, your closing, which I thought was great. Until that point, openings didn't really express it. I know that 5 minutes is very confining and limiting, but we need some sort of mention of what are the charges, the burden of proof, and how you are going to prove that or disprove that. Does that make sense? Because it seemed to be lacking to some degree. Directly related to that was the math issue. Attorneys and jury members tend to shy away from math, and it gets scary, or we don't understand it. So we mentioned 34 bracelets. If you were to do that, I think it might help you if you get a big demonstrative, because she had a pad in front of her, which did me no good. I would do it out in front and then make a logical connection. Were you going for the $500?
Yeah, just to show how easy it would be to get.
And that directly ties to explaining that in your opening, because otherwise that doesn't mean much to a jury if you're just saying, okay, $500 was it. What do you want to say?
I hadn't really caught on to that point yet, right? You might want to just make that clear. Maybe the demonstrative will help, because I know there were several times where I'm trying to make comments and I missed a little thing, and there's an objection, I had no idea what had just happened. Because I wrote on the closing, I'm not sure, I didn't understand why you all were making a big deal about it being a small percentage of the overall sales. I didn't get that point.
You were showing how easy it is to make $500. I got
Right.
it. It just was.
That makes sense now, you need to make that clearer though, because I
Okay,
wasn't
so it
sure.
wasn't clear enough to know, because we mentioned it, but we should hammer it. like-
Yeah,
like
especially
we're
because, I mean, we
clear.
try to listen, but make it like, you're going to say, do this because it means this.
Okay.
You have to make it a highlight, or else it's totally lost.
Okay.
Speaking of distractions, this is a thing that we do now. I would tend to enter evidence right away, but obviously so you can have it, but then actually tender and publish it at the end of your direct, because if you give something to us right away, your question might be the whole crux of that witness. I'm not gonna hear it, because I'm looking at whatever you handed me. So I tend to enter evidence at the end. It's just something to do. Oh, crosses I thought were kind of too long, I agree with that. And one issue with crosses, if it's gonna be a longer cross, break it up into concrete transitions. I didn't hear any sort of segue. I needed to hear, okay, we discussed this, I'm gonna transition into what, okay, now let's talk about August 30th, 2012. There wasn't much of a flow, so it just seemed really long and it was hard to get through. Other than that, I thought you guys were both really good, very even matched teams, and best of luck throughout the year, right?
Yeah, good luck.
Are you guys totally opposed to individual comments?
Like if we come up and talk to you like this.
Oh, no, yeah.
Oh, no, I mean-
I just didn't want to keep.
Oh yeah, I don't wanna keep you guys held up.